Hi, welcome back. So, what we got printing this week? Well, it's fidget toys. Let's be honest, it's what 3D printers print pretty well. So, jump over to laptop, let's see what we got going. What we got going this week. So this week we've got fidget toys, as I've already said. Picked out 8 designs. These are mainly to use up the tricolour Conjour filament that I've got. So first one is on Make a World. The branded twisted fidget skull. I believe Uncle Jesse's had this one on as well. So we'll get that one downloaded and get that over to the slicer. And the next one is a twisted pyramid. Now, I could just use all the same filament for this one, but I'm going to use the tricolour for the outside and a different one for the inside. And that one is an RJ design. Sorry, I should have told you. Yeah, Philly Foo is the branded is the twisted skull, and RJ design is the twisted pyramid. One of those pass-throughs. A little bit more than just a pass-through cone, but yeah, it works out. And then we got an infinite pop-up fidget toy. This one probably gonna use black and gold. I've got a right little bit of black. I'm hoping it's just enough to finish this one and finish the roll. And that one is Viltsu. And then the next one is Flexi Slug. And that's remixed by R Style. Again, that'll just be in the tricolour. Right, let's go to the next set. So the next ones, I believe, are on printables. And we've got a planetary gear. Now, the good thing with these is that 3D printing is about the only way you can actually make these. Because it prints the whole thing print in place. So it'd be interesting. So that's Prusa Research one, herringbone planetary gear. Can't get that one up back. And then we've got a morph worm. Not entirely sure why it's called a morph worm. I mean, obviously it morphs, but it's not really worm shaped. And that's by Matt 2024. And then we've got an infinite fidget infinity cube. King Tut. And last but not least, we've got the Gyro Circle Fidget by Luxtra Gaming. Again, that'll just be done in the tricolour. Hopefully we can get that roll used up. So I'll get all these downloaded, get them sliced, and I'll see you when they're all done.
Many hours later.
Right, so printing all done. Like I say, mostly it was using the Conjour tricolour filaments, but I did have a little bit of black and a little bit of gold left from another project, so trying to use those up. And obviously with the pass-throughs, to get the full effect, you really want different colours. So yeah, so mostly Conjour tricolour, like I say, but a little bit of black and gold thrown in there as well. So first, let's go with the Gyro Fidget. This one was Luxtra Gaming. Spins nice and freely. You know, each piece rotates nicely. So yeah, good successful print. Kids really happy with it. So that's the main thing. They're happy with it. I'm happy. The next one, the Infinity Cube. This one is King Tut. Just prints flat on the plate. And as the name suggests, you know, it's just infinitely turns. The only thing with this one was a little bit delicate at first. Some of the joints were just a little bit tight, but yeah, works great. Again, kids are happy with it. I'm happy with it. Next on the list, morph worm. Again, not entirely sure why they call it a worm. It's not exactly a worm, it's more a morph disc. Don't know. But I know they sell these in like B&M and places like that, and they call them a morph worm, so morph worm it is. Yep, stretches one way, shrinks the other. Yep. Works just fine. Some of the joints are a little bit fragile, but you know, kids have played with it. They've been happy with it. They're happy with it. I'm happy with it. Next on the list, planetary gear. Love this. They are a little bit tight at first to get spinning, but once you crack that initial seal sort of thing, they're just fine. You know, they spin all day long. And again, it's one of them things with 3D printing. It's just amazing how it does it, you know, because normal manufacturing, how the hell would you do that? You know, there's no seam, you know, I mean, obviously there's a seam, but I mean, there's no, you know, it's just all printed in one piece. It's just, you know, it's amazing, really. And again, kids loved it. Still love it. I had to pinch it off them, so. Right, so we're off. That's the printables lot done. On to Maker World. Shall I start with the Infinite pop-up? So it prints in three pieces, sorry. There's the black piece you can see here with the buttons that are actually printed in place. They're not attached. They are completely separate, but they're sort of they're shaped, so they have to. Once it's printed, you can't get them in there, so it has to print like that. And then there's a little black insert that goes inside, like a little three-pronged insert that goes inside. It's a bit of an effort getting it in there. Once you've got it in, the top cover goes on, or in this case, actually, sorry, the bottom cover, not the top cover. But you know, you press one down, and you can't get them all to stay down at the same time. One of them always, at least one of them always has to be up, sort of thing. I mean, if you had multicolour, it'd be good to actually print, because the model actually has these as separate parts. So if you had multicolour, you could print the barrel pieces, the little pins, you could print those in one colour, and you know, the main body of it in another colour, so it'd be a little bit more visually appealing. But again, kids happy with it. I'm happy with it. Flexi Slug. So this one was a little bit tricky to get printed. The file's set up to be printed on a bamboo printer. It wasn't that I downloaded the incorrect file. I downloaded the file that was there that wasn't pre-sliced, but unfortunately it just called for a bamboo printer. So a little bit of messing about, this program, that program, got it to slice. It prints with it. It downloads with a brim, and prints with the brim. It's only a tiny little brim, but yeah, prints just fine. There was a little bit of an issue here where the part of it came off the build plate, but carried on printing and got stuck back in again. But yeah, it's printed fine. It all moves. Yeah, job's a good one. Next up, pass-throughs. Love these. A little bit tricky to get going that way, but yeah, just passes through and twists as it goes through. Like I say, there's loads of cone designs that you can print about. I think, you know, there's cone designs or just spheres or cylinders. There's even some games that, you know, like the old Connect 4. They've got that one that's a pass-through, and when you've completed your row of 4 sort of thing, and you go to start another game, you have to release all the pieces that are in there. And when you actually release them, they go because it's yellow and red, they go, oh, well, it's two different colours, sorry. It doesn't have to be yellow and red, it can be any colour you want. But the different coloured pieces actually go two different ways, which is quite amazing, really. But yeah, just a simple enough pass through. Works just fine. I did start to notice a slight issue actually on this one. These were all printed on the Centauri carbon. Now, when I first got it, I initially did a bed leveling and haven't done one since, but was noticing it was just getting a little bit stuck on the bottom layers there. But pressed on anyway and printed the twisted Fidget skull. Now these things are just absolutely awesome. Again, prints all in one, and it's a bit of a two for this one actually, because it's it's a sliding. I think one of the things they call them is slime, twisted slime, but a bit of a two because it's a twister. But also, if you get a little bit rough with them, they do break apart quite easily. So then what you end up with is a jigsaw. They're not particularly difficult to put back together normally. So. But yeah, this one did stick quite well to the build plate and did require a little bit of force to get it bust apart, to get it moving. Now, again, like I said, my fault. Should have done a bed leveling, especially on something like this, where you know that it needs to be coming apart from the bottom layers. The bottom layers need to break apart, but they weren't too bad. This one, because it's absolutely got to, break apart from the bottom layers, it was catching. I mean, it was stiff to start off, but also as it was moving up, it was actually like catching. So it did take a little bit to work it in, which he's one of my sons. He loves it, so he was really happy just to sit there playing with it for an hour or so to get it freed up. And now it's freed up, yep, absolutely spot on. So, yep, kids definitely happy with that one. I've had a few requests from them to print one each already, so that'll keep me busy. Right, I think that's about it for today. I used up pretty much the whole roll of that Conjour filament. Did finish off the black because there wasn't much left on that at all. The gold still got a bit left, but I do have another project to do with that. Hopefully there'll still be some left to finish that. Right, so see you all next time.